there, I'm Adrienne Everheart, and I'm a feminine energy dating and relationship coach. Now, I teach powerful, dynamite women like yourself how to reawaken, realign, and balance your masculine and feminine energy. Now, a lot of what I share in this video, it's going to have you wondering who, if anyone, is really the narcissist in the relationship. And I'm going to teach you how your powerful feminine energy can heal and bring peace to any issue you may face. Now, I hear from so many women that they are possibly with a narcissistic or a narc man, and the man is not showing empathy, affection, and their needs in the partnership or dating are not being met. Now, I'm going to share with you exactly what you can say in alignment with your feminine energy when you're faced with certain behaviors, be that narcissism or just selfishness, and how to tap into your feminine energy to protect yourself, establish healthy boundaries, and see some positive change, especially some healing for both of you. I'm going to focus on empathy, affection, terms and conditions, and having your needs met. Now, on my channel, this is not about judgment, but raising your awareness and your ability to cope and feel grounded as a feminine energy being in any situation. When and if you leave a relationship is always up to you. I simply give you some feminine energy protocols that really focus on your well-being, and in many cases, again, bring about some really positive change. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Check out the links below to learn more. Now, I'm going to give you a quick review of the narcissist. In my opinion, this is one of the most overused labels. You can carve out an entire living on YouTube talking about narcissists and get your mind really caught up in labels and diagnosing, fixing, solving, which is all masculine energy. Fixing, solving, diagnosing. Now, unless you have a degree in psychiatry and you have put this particular person through psychological testing, for a little while, I want you to just consider dropping the narcissist label. Just dropping it, dropping diagnosing and Googling and figuring them out. And instead, I want you to notice how you feel and get grounded in your energy. This is feminine energy. Now, feminine energy is about how you feel. It's about observing your thoughts, noticing how your thoughts lead to your feeling, and getting grounded into your own body. It's not about diagnosing someone, finding out what's wrong with them. Now, the traits of a narcissist are kind of weird because a lot of us have these traits. Its big one is no showing empathy. But a narcissist can actually learn how to show empathy. They can learn it, and they can learn that this works in a relationship. They can have an overflated sense of worth. They might not be able to identify with your pain. They won't show you that empathy you crave. And that you might actually be more of an object. But again, they can cultivate a relationship with you where you are very dependent on them for your self-worth based on when they give you this empathy, when they give you this reward. Now, here's a warning. Even if you go to a narcissist with total proof, total evidence, expect for them to fight, flight, or freeze you. They will never be able to see that empathy, quality time, curiosity, really being invested in listening to a person is something that they're missing. They can't judge themselves that way. But I want you to think about what empathy is. I want you to think about how you show up and you're empathetic, how you create space for someone, how you really listen to someone without judgment, how it isn't just about you feeling important and loved in the relationship, but that your empathy is an indication of kindness and thoughtfulness because you know how good it feels to be listened to. And this is something you also want to give and receive. The thing about narcissists is that you can show them empathy, you can ask for empathy, you can let them know in little ways, such as, oh, it always feels so good when you close the back door so securely, or I always feel so protected when I'm with you, or I always love how everything smells so fresh and clean after you get out of the shower. Now, you can start with these really small things where you let a person know what you're doing feels good to me, what you're doing feels good to me, what you're doing feels good to me, all right? It may go in one ear and out the other because a lot of men are not naturally empathetic. A lot of men, not just narcissists, they're on their phones, they're up in their business world, they're in their masculine energy. And a lot of women will really push to get that empathy and get that attention. I do want you to be able to say, hey, I need a hug. Or, hey, could I have 5 minutes to vent? And if your man cannot give you that, I want you to remember you have other sources. You have other ways, independent, outside of you, to get the empathy you need. You can journal, you can contact a good girlfriend. Really, what feminine energy does is it doesn't judge. It creates warmth and space for a man to show you what he can and what he cannot do. This means when he doesn't give you what you need, you don't judge him. Empathy is not judging a person. You don't want to begin to be the selfish person in the relationship. You want to lead by example. So if he blankly stares into the TV after you just told him you sliced open your finger in the kitchen, as always, get yourself help first. You're a goddess on a pedestal. Don't wait for someone to rescue you, but ask for help. Don't assume he can do this because you have the thought in your mind or that he's a narcissist or he's a bad person. You see, I don't want you to be the person who is judging a person for every move they make or do not make. Feminine energy women use their bodies to express themselves. And this is how a man connects to you. He connects to you through your I feel statements. But I want you to learn how to scale them back down to one feeling. I feel scared. I feel lonely. I feel worried. You see, I want you to be able to shorten them and also realize I'm not telling him I feel so that he's going to give me something, so that he's going to give me the attention I want. Make your feeling statements about you. Make them clean and pure and free from judgment. Another thing I want you to keep in mind, feminine energy means clarity. I talk so much about the terms and conditions. In one of my best-selling programs, ABCs to Get Him and Fem Tools for Dating, I talk about having clarity about what it is you want in the relationship, what it is you need. And notice, are these selfish, unnatural requests, or are these genuine, valid requests, like how often we date each other, how often we spend the night? When you initiate empathy, you can actually have more of it come back to you. But I would just want you to start small. This isn't about reinventing the wheel. This is about taking what is and going from there. This is about not being ruled by your mind and your judgments and things not just being black and white. So if he doesn't praise you, if he doesn't touch you, if he doesn't give you the gifts you want, it doesn't mean you're not loved. These are just thoughts and judgments that put a huge wedge between you and the relationship improving and getting better. Calling your man a narcissist and filling your mind with all these thoughts that he is a narcissist actually just creates a bigger wedge between what I'm really feeling in reality and what's really going on in the relationship. Now, here's a big problem I see happening on both ends. We are constantly making bids for attention. Whether that is we want to be made love to, told we're beautiful, looked in the eyes, and of course, cell phones are everywhere distracting us at all the time. But again, feminine energy is about what you feel in your body. So for example, a script you can use is, I feel so unimportant when we spend time together and there are phones around. It would feel so good to have just 30 minutes together, no phones. What do you think? You're putting the ball back into his court to solve the problem. It feels so good when we just hold hands and listen to music. It would feel so good to take a walk outside together. What do you think? See if you can make some bids and give him the option to engage. Now, ladies, I also want you to begin to notice his bids. His bids sound something like this. Wow, did you see that car? Wow, it's a really hot day outside. I think I'm going to go to my tool shed. Okay, his bids might be something completely different. But I want you to begin to notice, like, how much attention am I giving him for the things he's saying? Now, I'm not talking about ego stroking. I'm not talking about giving him an overinflated sense of worth, but he needs attention too. He's making bids. He's saying, hey, look at that bird out there. And you might go, what, Bert? It's just passing you by. So I think so often we are quick, masculine energy mind in a woman is quick to label the problem. This is what masculine energy does in our minds. It's what's wrong. How can we fix this for our survival? So often we're focused on that. We're focused on labeling narcissism, borderline personality disorder, Asperger's, whatever it may be, that we forget to go, well, what's really going on here? And if I want more empathy, let me start by offering more empathy. And let me focus on what good is working in the relationship. Let me begin to speak and talk about those things. So goodwill begets goodwill. Now, ultimately, you want support from a lot of sources, not just one man. One man cannot be everything for you. My husband is certainly not everything and everyone to me. I make a point before I speak to him or tell him, just, sentences want to just come out of from my head to my mouth when I talk to him sometime. But I will say, what's the purpose of me telling him this? What am I trying to get? What is it that I'm really wanting to have by telling him all of this? Because so often, what I really need is a hug after a long day, or I need some quality time together, a walk together. And then sometimes I ask him, like, hey, what do you need? Today was a long day for you. I'm curious what you need. I'm curious what you're feeling. So feminine energy can be curious. We can want to know. We can want to engage. So instead of labeling your guy, picking apart what's wrong with him, I want you to question who's really behaving more selfishly in the relationship. And ultimately, are my needs getting met? Am I having regular dates? What do the terms and conditions look like in our marriage, in our relationship? Are things open and on the table? Have we been able to discuss these things openly? Be that chores, finances, lovemaking, affection. Can I talk to him about these things in a place of where I feel in my body instead of, I feel like you're not pulling your weight. Instead, you would say something like, I'm feeling totally alone in this. I want us to fix it. What can we do? Now, if you want to go deeper into more scripting, problem solving, using your natural feminine energy, I have my best-selling ebook. It's called 500 Ways to Talk to a Man. It comes with a 2-day video class. That's in the link below. If you're new to dating, I have Fem Tools for Dating. If you love a deep dive, I've got Fem Diamond. And then, of course, if you're in a situation where you want your guy back, there's distance, I have my proven ABCs to get him back program. Ladies, please do subscribe to my channel. I would love to spend more time with you, and I would love to help you connect to your feminine energy. I would love to hear from you in the comments as well, especially when the video just gets released. I answer a lot of the comments below. So take a moment, comment. I want to hear from you. Give this video a thumbs up if it can help you in some way. And again, before we diagnose a guy, before we get all up in our heads and our masculine energy and start feeling so icky reading all the stuff out there on the internet, start with you. Start with what you need and how you can give more empathy, or how you can get the empathy you need from other sources. All right, ladies, thanks so much for tuning in. Much love. Bye-bye.